Dropshipping has become one of the most popular business models out there to start making money online, and the gurus are making it seem like a complete beginner can start a Shopify store today and make thousands of dollars already next week. I'm Henrik, and I've been doing dropshipping and e-commerce for the past 6 years, and I've had tons of great stores and case studies. But in today's video, we're going to talk about some things you need to know before you start dropshipping and if it's even worth it. First of all, there's a big problem out there that the gurus are promising you things. As someone who's done the business for this long, I have to tell you that it is a great way to make money online, but it's simply just not as easy as they make it seem. But one of the biggest problems with dropshipping right now is that nowadays everyone is a guru. There's a lot of misinformation out there and people saying weird strategies that I don't necessarily think work. There's people out there recommending you to do TikTok organic. Everyone seems to have a super simple strategy, but the problem with the fake guru wave where everyone can just become a dropshipping guru now is that it does come with a lot of inexperienced people that's going to give you a lot of weird information. That's honestly just going to lead you down a path where you just keep spending money without any results back. Dropshipping is not a money printing game. It's a real business that requires a real skill, and you have to approach it professional. You need to understand that you're dealing with real customers. You're running a real store online that has customers buying from you, that needs to have correct advertising, that needs to have good landing pages, copywriting. There's tons of things that comes into making a successful dropshipping store, and it's most certainly not just a game. You need to treat this as a real business and try to build a real and long-term brand. If you just do dropshipping like everyone else, you're gonna have no success at all. So one of the biggest reasons to why people don't start dropshipping is because they hear things such as it's too saturated. Dropshipping was only good 3, 4, 5 years ago, but that is simply not the case. And I'm gonna break it all down for you now so you can understand whether or not it's worth it and how you can actually make money with the business, because it is possible and you can do it pretty fast once you start to understand this. Dropshipping is saturated, something we hear all the time, and yes, it is. But do you know what it's saturated with? It's saturated with beginners. So when 99% of the people that does dropshipping has barely opened a store, they're complete beginners. Does the saturation really matter? Because you're only competing with beginners anyways, and the top 1% is the only percent that's not a beginner. So the beginners are the people that's spreading the word saying dropshipping is saturated, and you don't have to listen to them because they failed. Maybe they just had $100, they tested it out, and now they say that dropshipping is saturated, dropshipping is dead, it doesn't work. You can't just spend $100 and become a millionaire. You can't just make a store and become successful. Life isn't that easy. So the whole thing about dropshipping being saturated, yes, it is saturated, but does it really matter? You can simply just beat your competitors. Now the good news is that I have a strategy that you can use to beat saturation and all your competitors that I'm going to reveal to you right now, and this always works. The thing you want to be doing while everyone is out there competing for a specific audience, competing to run the product in the US, you need to capture your own market. You never want to be in a position where you're just competing with other people in the most saturated markets. When I do my own dropshipping stores, I never focus on competing. And from someone who's done this for 6 years, you would think, Henrik, you can compete, obviously. And yeah, maybe I can, but I have no interest in competing. I like to find my own market, my own audience. Dropshipping isn't so much about winning products like all the gurus do. It's really about understanding marketing approaches and finding your own untapped audience. So when we say dropshipping is saturated, 99% of them are beginners, and we go our own route where there's no competitors at all. And the strategy that I'm going to show you now is the one I use for all my students. And if you feel like you need some guidance or you want to work with me on a personal level, I do have a mentorship program. If you're interested in that, you can send me a message on Instagram here. But let me show you really quick what this strategy is all about. So here you guys can see a product. It's the noteboard. It's become super famous and you can get it in tons of different shapes. But the problem is that the marketing approach most people use is they show this one that says I love you, right? Or they use a specific like really bad marketing approach which everyone else uses, right? If you want to run this product as an I love you type of product for your girlfriend, it's saturated. You're competing with everyone else. So here's different marketing approach, right? And it's a very good example. You can use it as a schedule. So if we start a marketing campaign where we run this as a schedule where you can type out your weekly schedule, we're already a lot further ahead from the competition where they're all competing about this specific marketing angle, right? They're all competing about that one. We're just not really competing. We're finding our own approach to it. Now, this was a little bit of a weird example, I know, but you get where I'm going with this, right? So when you find a product that, for example, has multiple different functions, you need to find out what is something that I can do to make it stand out. So the main thing that we usually do is that we see in the US, the advertising costs are super high. I like to just sell it in Europe instead to avoid most of the competition. Or you find your own type of audience, right? You don't have to market it like everyone else is doing. That's the first way to failure. People don't make money with dropshipping because they do what everyone else is doing. And I don't really believe in, these winning products. There are products that work better than others. I believe in different audiences. Dropshipping is not dead. It's just that your ability to market is just non-existent. And we're no longer in 2017 where you can run bad dropshipping stores with super long shipping time. This is something we have to talk about. Long shipping times is going to ruin your dropshipping business. It's simply just not as easy as having a 30-day shipping time from AliExpress. Now, when it comes to sourcing, people always say, Henrik, you don't talk much about sourcing. I'll just say you should use a website called Commercive. It's not a sponsor or anything, but it's a very good place to source your product faster. The problem that you maybe don't understand is that your customer satisfaction actually impacts your advertisement. So if you're on Facebook ads, for example, Facebook is going to ask your customer what their experience is, and when they say that they had 40-day shipping time, what do you think happens? Facebook don't prioritize you anymore, they don't like you anymore, and you're going to end up eventually getting banned. Your ads are not going to get reached because you're running an unprofessional business. All your competitors has 3 to 10-day shipping time or something, and while I did say that, you know, competition isn't that relevant, we're living in a faster world now. When people order stuff online in 2023, they expect it to arrive pretty quick. We're no longer in a slow world, so you need to have your shipping on point. If you don't have shipping figured out yet, just don't ship out the first orders. Obviously refund them the money or something, or just hold it off a little bit until you figure out the shipping, and never scale too big without figuring out shipping. Understand that the customer service is incredibly important and overlooked. Another thing I need to touch on is that people say TikTok organic is a great business model to go for. I will say that you can make money with it, and I've had some very viral TikToks with my friends for Shopify stores doing over $20,000 a day, but the thing is, it's just simply very inconsistent. While you could make some money, get a budget for your advertising, you never really know when you're going to hit a viral video, even if you are skilled with making content. But once you hit it, you might just make money once and then it dies out. So TikTok organic is not necessarily bad, but it's just simply not that consistent. So your question now is probably, Henrik, is dropshipping worth it? And I would say if you have $1,000, $2,000 or more, it's probably worth it for you. And you could also make it work with less. I will say that dropshipping is absolutely one of the best ways to make money online now, but you have to have the ability to market, and you have to understand really how the algorithms work. When you use platforms like TikTok, you want to make sure that you have content that fits in on TikTok, native content, user-generated content that fits the platform. So you have to do your very best to stand out and be different. That's the key word with dropshipping, standing out or doing something new. If you do what everyone else is doing, then no, dropshipping is not worth it. But if you're on my channel, I'm going to do my very best to give you all the answers and all the tools that you're going to need to succeed with your dropshipping store. I'm Henrik, and on this channel, I'm teaching you everything that I know about dropshipping, e-commerce, advertising, and way more. So if you found this video helpful, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And I also have a second channel. Only subscribe to this channel if you're actually interested in more general type of business content. Don't do it if you're not. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description. And if you guys want to see more of my day-to-day life when I travel, the results that I have with my Shopify stores and things like that, you can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram right here. But that's it for today's video. I'll see you all in the next one.